Have you ever wanted your artist friend to make free fan art of your niche comfort character, but they aren't in your fandom? Well, we have the solution for you!
A two-way blind art trade where none of us know what we're doing.
Hey everyone, it's Shirley.
What's up gamers, my name is Cam.
And today we have brought to you a collab. And, in this collab, we're describing characters that we really like to the other person, and they get to make fan art of that character.
But the twist is that we're not allowed to describe what the character looks like to the other person, so they have to make fan art of that character based just on their vibes.
Will they become yassified? Will they become the opposite of yassified? Who knows?
I guess we'll find out.
We have a lot of art to get into in this video, so I think we're just gonna head on straight to the video. See you guys there.
Alright, so the first character I'm going to give you is Sigma from Bungo Stray Dogs.
That's a great name.
Sigma is the manager of the Sky Casino, which is a casino in the sky. The casino is sort of a front for, like, a villainous organization, but Sigma, as the manager of the casino, is really invested in the casino, less so in the villainous organization behind it.
Interesting.
But he would basically do anything to keep the casino running. He's like super invested in it. Part of the reason for that is because he's not a normal human in that he wasn't born like a normal human. He was created by, like, through this book where you can, like, write stuff in it and it will come to life, basically.
A reverse Death Note?
Sort of like that, or I guess anything you write in the book becomes true. And so Sigma was basically created as this, like, adult man with no sort of memories of anything or, like, any sort of purpose in life, and so he really puts his all into the casino because it's, like, the one thing he has.
What brings his emotional attachment to the casino? Is it just because it's his one thing, or does he, like, care a lot about the people who go there?
He cares about the people who goes there because he cares about keeping the casino running, I would say.
I see. Is he in it for the profits?
He just loves the casino, is what I would say about the character.
I'm guessing I can't ask anything about his appearance because I have to figure that out.
Yeah.
Would you say he's stylish?
I would say so, yes.
Okay, that's actually a really cool character concept. I feel like whatever I draw for you is not gonna look like him.
I think it's gonna look great either way, so.
Cool, it'll be Fan Sigma.
Yes.
Every time I say Sigma, it's the Sigma male grind sets playing in my head with, like, that one song.
That is part of the reason I gave this character to you. It's just, it's so great.
I will draw this with, like, that playlist on loop the whole time. It'll be great.
I hope that influences your character design.
So I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I did listen to the Sigma male music for the first couple hours of the process, and it was actually pretty cool. Until it wasn't. It eventually kind of became, like, grating, like I felt like my brain was being drilled into. So I eventually was like, okay, I'm gonna turn it off. I committed to the bit for longer than I would wish anyone else listened to Sigma male music. But now on to actually talking about my design for Sigma. After hearing Cam's description of him, I kind of got the vibes that he was like a disaster Tumblr sexy man. Like the specific brand of Tumblr sexy man, where it's like a smirking guy in a suit. I kind of gave him like the stereotypical casino dealer outfit, collared shirt, vest jacket kind of thing. But because I was feeling a little bit extra, I gave him tailcoats on his vest for extra flair. For his overall design, I wanted to kind of mesh the concepts of the sky and the casino and put them together. Like, his hair is going to be sky-colored, his suit looks like a sunset with clouds on it, his glasses are cloud-shaped with little raindrop-shaped chains. His collar on his shirt actually has the uppercase and lowercase symbols for Sigma. Because, you know, his name is Sigma. Get it? On his forearm, I gave him a tattoo of the Jack of Spades, because I thought it could be a cool way to allude to this villainous organization that his casino is a front for. I kind of stole this idea from the movie Heart of Stone, but the kind of overall idea was that all the members of this villainous organization have some kind of card face tattooed onto them, like they're all associated with a card. I also, for some reason, decided to have him holding the book that he came from. I don't know if that, like, would make sense plot-wise for him to, like, also be the owner of the book, but I thought it'd be a cool allusion to his backstory and how, you know, he was born from this book. An interesting detail I added, but is not really as noticeable because I kind of forgot about contrast while drawing him, was that his tie clips are shaped like the V-shapes you see when people draw birds from a distance. This is like getting really microscopic into the image, but I put in his eye highlights the shapes of some of the suits in the cards. I'm sure he's a little bit too brightly colored to actually be like a Bungo Stray Dogs character. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'll be proven wrong. Let's go back to describing characters with Cam. So the character I'm giving you is Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. She is a buff tiefling lady. She's like very, very friendly, but also very, very loud and like sometimes destructive when she's not meaning to be. She's kind of a DPS character in a sense. She's like the kind of character who I feel like would just randomly initiate a group hug. I guess you're okay with like mini character spoilers.
Sure.
She got a like mechanical heart put inside of her, and it's like kind of made of like fire. I don't know the full lore because I haven't finished the game yet.
Yeah.
But basically, if you don't get it fixed, the girl is gonna kaboom.
Oh, okay.
So, and like if you touch her, she's like burning. So like she's hot, but like not in that. I mean, yes, in that way as well, but.
All right.
She's great though. She's just very, very chill and very friendly and very approachable, but also like her class is a barbarian. With the level ups, I gave her the ability to carry more stuff, so she's kind of my backpack now.
All right.
She just carries all my party stuff, so.
That's what you gotta have strong characters do.
Exactly.
Is you can just fit the entire party on their shoulders and just go.
In a huge backpack.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun with this design. I'm like a really big fan of just D&D and like fantasy settings. I just really went all in with the like fantasy vibes. I gave her a big axe. So I thought that was cool and made her super buff. With the outfit, when designing characters who are like fighter types, there's always this question of, well, do you want the armor to be practical or do you want it to look cool? And there's really no middle ground. And so I searched up like D&D Barbarian on Google Images, and like half of the images had characters fully covered in like furs and armor and stuff, and the other half were like almost naked. Like were wearing basically nothing but a loincloth, clearly just to show off their muscles. And I just love that vibe. So that's the direction I went with. Yeah, and then I was like, I'm having so much fun with this, I'm gonna do a bunch of different poses and do like a character sheet sort of thing. And yeah, I really wanted to just sort of show that like, she's super tough and super badass, but also really friendly and approachable. Oh, and then here's where I block in some colors, and then I futz with them for 500 million years, until I decide I don't hate them. The colors were difficult because tieflings have weird skin colors, as opposed to humans. I eventually decided on a warm color palette because of the fire thing that I didn't really know how to incorporate otherwise. And then I decided to just give her fire magic because I thought that would be cool. And yeah.
This third character is from a series on YouTube called Drawtectives, which is one of my favorite YouTube series I've seen. It's very, like, out of the box, I'd say, in terms of, like, it's technically, like, D&D podcast style, but it's a detective story. I feel like with season 2, they really just, like, it's just so out there and so just incredible. The character that I'm going to give you is one of the main characters from season 2, Eugene Finch. The main sort of party finds Eugene at the beginning of the series, and he doesn't know anything about like who he is or where he is or how he got there. And he sort of presents himself as just this like really confused sort of himbo guy. And he's like really kind of just like bumbling around and sort of like, oh, here's a thing. And he's very like mysterious, but also very just friendly and open, I'd say. He definitely has some kind of dark past. Like without getting too spoilery, the Drawtectives fan wiki describes him as a hypnotist and necromancer. So he's got like that sort of spirit magic going on. Also, just I don't want to influence your character design too much, but the second season of Drawtectives is very like space themed. So he's definitely got some like space theming to him. before he gets his memories back, he's sort of just like this go with the flow kind of guy. Like, yeah, we're looking for my memories and what is going on here and how we got here. But like, I'm just here to have fun and hang out kind of guy.
So he's not stressed out that he doesn't know much about like his situation.
I would say not. I would say there's a little bit of stress there, but like he and the other characters have fun, like just exploring the world that they've ended up in.
Dang, you keep picking good characters.
Yeah.
I'm excited to absolutely butcher his character design and like send you like evil Eugene be like, and then you put up my design.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'll admit I was a little stumped on Eugene's design for a while. I kind of knew like what base and pose and like overall vibe I wanted to go with, but the outfit was so tricky for me to figure out. It took me a lot of time to zero in on a single direction, since Cam kind of gave me a lot of different inspirations. Like we have necromancer, hypnotist, space themed, maybe a little detective in there too, and I like wasn't completely sure like which direction it should lean the most in, or how I could incorporate these different influences while still going into one design. So I looked up a lot of references, and something I noticed in a lot of the references of Necromancer specifically, a lot of Necromancer designs had capes or cloaks, and I really like the concept of like a half cloak, so I wanted to give Eugene one of those. I also gave him a pocket watch pendulum thing, which I don't know if like actual like modern day hypnotists use them, but I see it a lot in the media, so I decided to incorporate it into the outfit, and he's kind of fidgeting with it in the full body pose. I also, to allude to the concept of like spirit magic, I gave him like a few rings and like some jewelry to kind of have it sort of be the spirit magic items. Like maybe these items that he has on him have history with them, and that's part of like his memories. On the topic of him not having his full memory, Cam mentioned that he has kind of a possible dark past. I thought that putting scars could be a visual way to show that even though he doesn't have his memories, he's gone through something. Like he's had some kind of fight or some kind of accident, and he doesn't know what's happened. I decided that I would zero in on the fact that Eugene's last name is Finch, and I made his design based on the American goldfinch, which is this bird here on screen. Fun fact, actually, 4 years ago I made a rough character design inspired by the American goldfinch as well. I think that this kind of helped bring the design together because even though, yeah, it probably looks less like Eugene than it could have possibly looked like now, I think it gave his character, like, a direction. Or to quote my brother, he looks like Trailblazer Ty from Fortnite. Wait, like, why do they actually look the same?
Surely. Because I said so.
What happens when you make a knockoff version of him?
Trailblazer Ty!
He's not even killing you, letting you bleed out of the
I kind of struggled with figuring out how to do the space theming for the outfit, but I kind of did that in the way I color blocked the design. I didn't make Eugene look like a galaxy or anything, but I kind of made his outfit look sci-fi inspired, sort of like the Star Trek color-blocked crew uniforms that they wear. The cape on its own is kind of giving fantasy, but with all these other colors together, it feels more sci-fi in space and like Drawtectives in space. I don't know. I'm actually really happy with how this design turned out because I made a point of just committing to the bit, basically. But also, I'll be honest, I was stumped on this for like 2 months. But yeah, this is Shirley Draws Eugene Finch, I guess. Or as I said earlier, evil Eugene Finch be like, insert picture here. Okay, so the character I'm giving you is Seahawk from She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. Family-friendly Julian from the Arcana. He just goes, adventure! He's very passionate.
I think I might know what this character looks like. I think you've shown me an image of him.
Possibly.
Yeah, like holding a sword and just going like this? Is that?
Later.
This guy.
Yeah, it's him. Never mind. Okay, new character. Let me think of somebody else. Ugh. Okay, the actual final character now.
Yeah?
Unless you also will suddenly recognize him, is Bao-Dur from Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords.
Alright.
Star Wars game that's like older than bread. Older than sliced bread.
Sliced bread is the best thing since KOTOR.
Exactly. So Bao-Dur is an Iridonian, which is a race that has like, you know those pointy things out of their head like Darth Maul?
Yes.
Bro's got a pokey head. He was like a tech in a war. He kind of sort of had to blow up a planet, which is not a fun time, and he has a lot of regret from doing that. Generally, he's pretty chill. He has this little robot friend, like a little floating circle robot that follows him around that he built when he was a kid.
That's cute. Does it look anything like the personality cores from Portal?
kind of like Wheatley.
Yeah.
I feel like it's closer to BB-8 in style than Wheatley.
Okay.
But honestly, I would love to see just you replace the character with Wheatley.
Oh, don't make me draw Portal fan art.
All right. He himself, he's like really buff, but like he mainly just does like repair work on the ship and like he builds stuff.
All right.
He's very like soft spoken. For some reason, his voice actor voiced all of his lines with an ASMR voice.
Oh, cool.
Like he just goes, "Hey, General, I know you from the war." Like it's.
Oh, wow.
He like whispers all of his lines, and it works for the character, but it's a little jarring at first. But he's friendly. He cares a lot about people, and I think he has like, while he did do actions in the war that like can't be forgiven, he has a lot of regret for what he's done. He's kind of just on his own doing repair stuff now until like you find him in the game. So
Alright.
he's just chilling, but also I forgot what I was gonna say. That's my lore rant for you.
So this one was actually a lot more difficult for me than the other one because I'm not quite as well versed in sci-fi settings as I am with fantasy settings. So I basically just sort of I spent a lot less time on this one because I was like, I just want to do it and get it done. I don't know what this species is supposed to look like, but apparently they have like tattoos or markings or something. I don't know, I was figuring that out. And then Shirley told me, like a few days after we recorded the character descriptions, she told me that there was some important aspect of the character that she had just forgotten to tell me about. She didn't tell me what it was, but she told me that there was something. And so I guessed. And my guess was prosthetic arm, because I thought it would be cool if like, because he's like a mechanic, right? He like works with machines and stuff. I thought it would be cool if he had to like design and build the arm like himself. I did not do like multiple poses in a character sheet style for this one because I was like, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was just like, I just want to do this pose that ended up being really difficult. It was like the first pose that popped into my mind when I was hearing Shirley describe this character. Him just like sort of on the floor fixing this robot. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go with that. So that took some figuring out. You'll see I go with a cooler color palette for this one because I was like, I did a warm color palette for the other one and I was like, ooh, contrast. That's him. That's the boy.
Alright, so today's the day of the big reveal!
Alright, let's go! I'm so excited.
Me too. Very nervous too.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I guess do we do Sigma first?
Yeah, let's go. I want to see it.
Alright. Okay, you can look at Sigma now. Oh my god!
I'm sorry, I just knocked the table. Oh my god, wait. Oh, I love him! Oh my god, that outfit! The pink with the glasses? What is that?
I was like, I don't know, after I heard your description, I was like, he's giving Tumblr sexy men, so I kind of, I was like, let's give him like the tailcoat suit and the disaster looking pose.
Yeah, oh my god. His hair too. Oh my god, I love the earrings also. I love everything about this.
I tried to just make him look very sky. Like, you can tell this is a man who works in the sky.
Yeah, no, I can totally tell. Oh my gosh.
But also, I have a hunch that he's way too brightly colored to be a Bungo Stray Dogs character.
I mean, I don't hold your breath.
Okay, what does he actually look like? I'm so curious.
I'm gonna show you my very good...
Oh, your PowerPoint slide?
My one PowerPoint slide.
Oh my god! Wait, he actually... I like his design. Why did I actually have some similar...
Right?
There's like some similar stuff, but...
It's like he's got the long like waistcoat tails and like...
Yeah. I love his hair though. The split colors and like the... He got it in parts, but like 3 layers specifically.
Mm-hmm.
He feels so Sigma. I really like his design. He feels more like, what is it? More chill, I think. Mine looks like he drinks too much caffeine compared to yours.
No, Sigma is a lot more serious in the show, but like yours is so I love the energy of yours. It's so, oh my god.
Man.
Wait, does yours have a tattoo?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I could have just given him a Sigma tattoo to really drive the point home that his name is Sigma.
Yeah. No, but you did that on the collar though. That's really cool.
Where is this Sigma symbols? How are they gonna know his name is Sigma?
Right? I don't know.
Dang, he looks so cool though. Oh, I need to watch the show. He's gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Gorgeous man. Karlach.
Karlach time. Wanna see?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I love her!
Yeah?
Her vibes, she looks so friendly and like, she reminds me a lot of like actual Karlach.
Yeah.
Not gonna
I'm
lie.
I'm so glad.
I feel like you have a lot of elements that like actual Karlach has in her design as well. I was about to say if somebody described Karlach and you had to draw them, but that's what you literally
that's what
did.
happened, yeah.
She looks,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the vibes are so on point. Like you got the barbarian outfit and like, you literally got Karlach's hairstyle.
I did!
Oh wait, sorry, was I not supposed to spoil that yet?
Oh my god, no! You know, I was just sort of thinking, like, how would I style my hair if I had horns? And I just came up with this, so I'm glad that thought process was right.
Ooh, I love the anklet and like, I feel like her sense of fashion is pretty close to like what you drew her in, because like,
Oh, cool.
because I guess because of the fire, she's like, I can't wear tons of layers.
Yeah, yeah.
And the axe that's on fire, I love it.
Yeah, I was having trouble incorporating the fire, so I was like, what if she just had fire magic?
For real.
Yeah.
I love it, oh my gosh. I guess I show you actual Karlach?
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
I want to see.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
See, is it not kind of close though?
It's kind of close. Oh, she has a tail.
I forget that tieflings have
Yeah, I
tails.
totally forgot that tieflings have tails.
80% of the time I draw a tiefling, they never have a tail.
Oh my gosh, I was right that her skin tone was like red. I initially drew her with a much more red skin tone and then I chickened out. I was like, this looks bad.
In reality,
Yeah.
she was like, nah, I'm gonna be as red as possible. I'm a tomato girl.
Yeah. Oh no, but like on this one, like the like light coming out of her chest is like, that's cool.
Yeah, she's like glowy, like her, it like
glowing.
animates like in this gif here.
Yeah, no, I see.
She's just literally on fire. But I can't believe like you got like a lot of like the actual base stuff very similar though.
Ah, yeah.
Dang,
No,
you should
this
work
is
for
so
Larian.
cool.
Larian, hire Cam.
Oh my gosh. Please. I love drawing D&D characters.
Dang, so yeah, I guess that's Karlach.
That's Karlach. Yay! Woo!
All right, now it's time for Eugene Finch. Okay, here's my Eugene Finch.
Oh my god! Oh,
He looks like a
wow. He does look like a finch. Oh my god. Oh my god, the cape? That looks like wings. That's so cool. Wait. I love the color scheme you went with too, the like yellow and orange and like black.
I thought it could kind of make him a little more sci-fi.
Yeah, yeah, no, that totally. Oh my gosh, he's got freckles too. That's so cute.
I had a lot of fun designing him once. I was like, he's gonna be a Finch now,
Yeah.
whether he likes it or not.
Oh my gosh. This is like the outfit is like kind of close to what
Wait,
he
really?
actually wears. Yeah. It's like I mean I'm going to show you in a second, but it's less bird themed, but it's got similar vibes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I guess I'll just
Oh,
show
now I'm
you.
curious.
I guess I'll just show you what he looks like. Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Here he is.
Oh! Oh my gosh! I love the eyeliner, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you're right, he does have like the cape and like similar like gray sci-fi tones in there, and like the ropey belts.
Yeah, yeah.
I love the heels too.
Yeah.
Dang, he looks so cool. Oh hey, is that York in that one meme?
Yeah. Yeah, we have
Amazing.
to watch more season 1 to get to that point, but
Amazing. He looks iconic. I love like the earrings as well in his design. And he's got a good silhouette with like the cape collars.
yeah, I didn't realize this, but I think Julia said that the collar is supposed to be sort of the same shape as the moon. It's like a crescent moon kind of. I think.
I can see that. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. So like that's his like silhouette piece kind of.
Yeah.
And the cape.
And the cape, yeah.
Okay, I got the cape right, because I was thinking, I was like, necromancer, hypnotist. I was like, necromancers have capes. Let's give him a cape.
Yeah.
The stars in the cape are good though too.
Yeah, it's really cool. Julia is so good at designing just really cool characters.
For real, that's like I
Really
think what I
cool-looking
noticed
characters, yeah.
in like the episodes you've shown me so far. The whole time I was drawing it, I was like, how could I make it like have enough going on that it could be a Julia design?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you definitely nailed that. I think I could totally see Julia designing a character that looks like this.
That's the highest praise anyone can get, having their stuff compared to Julia. But yeah, that's Eugenius, as your doc is called.
Oh yeah, that's a joke from one of the episodes.
Oh, okay. That's the man.
That's him. That's my boy.
Final one is
Ooh.
Bao-Dur, who I pronounced his name wrong the whole video up until now.
My name's Bao-Dur. I saw your ship go down.
Anyway, yeah, I get to show you my art of him.
Ooh, so excited.
Okay, here you go.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. And he kind of looks like the actual thing.
Really?
Okay, I don't want to spoil anything before I show it him
Yeah.
to you, but like, this might be like the most accurate one out of the full
No.
set. You actually got the designs down really well.
Oh, thank you. You like described them so well to me. I feel like I didn't do as good a job at describing mine, but
Or maybe it's just the character design, like you got the vibes.
maybe it's just the vibes, yeah.
the wavelengths are like, I can see him in my head.
Yeah.
I love like the fit and also the arm and the
Oh
robot.
yeah, that was a choice I made. I was like, let's just give him a robot arm.
Which is actually convenient for reasons that I forgot to explain earlier, but you'll see as
Yeah.
the video progresses. Yeah, and like the robot is so cute. Like, this is literally like, this is just him. He'd be repairing stuff. And
Yeah.
the pose is so cute. His expression, I love him. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
This is basically like, this is like almost canon Bao-Dur, not gonna lie.
I want to see him now.
Okay, let me pull up the slide. Yeah, not gonna lie, your design's pretty close. This
Yeah?
is what he looks like, okay?
Oh wow.
See, he has a mechanical arm.
Oh my gosh.
In canon, I forgot to mention it.
No, but his is way cooler than what I drew.
His is like a force field arm. You can like
Yeah.
punch through force fields with it.
Oh my gosh.
But like, look at how similar they are.
They are similar though. That's
You got like the overall look of it.
yeah.
The repair guy vibes. I like the earring though. They should give actual Bao-Dur an earring.
Oh my gosh, I can't stop looking at this arm though.
It's so glowy.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I forget. Like, I think the game has like a really casual voice line of him like talking about it. If someone asks, he's like, I got bored of the old arm. Or like, he has like some good one-liner like that.
Nice, nice. Oh,
Oh, this is
wow.
not Wheatley Droid. I realized
Nice.
I described it a bit wrong. It looks like BB-8, but it floats like a companion core. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, personality core.
Oh, that's
yeah.
what it is. How did you come up with like the patterns for his face tattoos?
I made them up. I don't know anything about Star Wars or about this like species race. I looked up some references and I was like, okay, they've got tattoos. I'll just do that, I guess.
Yep. They look cool. I like the design for them. I like how they kind of go around the horns too.
Yeah.
Dang, this is so cool. And I love the
Thank
fit.
you. Thank you. I was like,
Bao-Dur!
yeah.
It's the man. I'm okay. Do we have to do an outro?
Probably.
Sweet.
You good?
Sorry, I was trying to dramatically drink water and I choked on it.
That is staying in the final because you were recording.
Darn it, you're right.
I laugh, but I'm going to do the exact same thing with this try.
Overall, I'm like really happy with how the drawings turned out. Like, oh my, you literally just drew fan art of the characters.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I love your design so much too. It's like it's like the real characters if they were cool.
Dang, not dunking on the.
No, I'm not. I love their canon designs, but like yours are just so like,
Oh,
I don't know. You're just
Thanks. I
really
kind
good
of-
at designing characters.
kind of Disney-ified them a little bit. in the
a little
process.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what if they were on a family-friendly kids show?
Yeah.
Whereas like the characters you showed me, they got spice.
Yeah.
I swapped out the spice and added sugar.
Yeah. I'm surprised at how close I got to like
Yeah.
the actual designs, especially with Karlach. I'm so hyped to play Baldur's Gate 3 now.
You got to.
I love her canon design so much. I have to play it now.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to like meet her in game. I think you might
Yeah.
like her. This was a very cool challenge. I'm glad we did it because like
Yeah, me too. This was so fun.
I was not expecting like the kind of art that came out of it.
Yeah, no, this was so fun. We should totally do this again sometime.
Yes, with more comfort characters.
Yes.
And in the process, what is it? You got me to watch Drawtectives.
Yes.
And I possibly got you into Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
So I guess this is how we nudge each other into like the media that we're too lazy to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
Insert generic YouTube outro here. Bye. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. How do we end the video?
Subscribe to Shirley Draws.
Subscribe to Romping Stomping.
Wow, that's my YouTube channel.
Sorry, was calling you by your full name like too much?
Yeah, kind of. I'm a little bit,
Sorry, subscribe to Cam.
Thank you.
And see you guys. Bye.
Bye.